it stands now, the fact that this compromise did not happen?
I mean, there are a few, I think, really important comments here. I think the first is it's been remarkable over the past week to see the amount of engagement between the crypto industry, senators across both sides of the aisle, an enormous amount of work going in, and really helping to get members of Congress to better understand the many, many different types of roles that exist in this broader crypto and blockchain ecosystem. There are infrastructure creators, open source software developers, miners, and then, of course, there are the intended targets of this provision, as clearly stated online last night from Senator Portman himself, which is the trading venues where people are trading, and there are taxes that are due as you trade, just like in a brokerage. And so I think the intended focus has been on brokerage-like activity.
With that being said, the crypto market has taken away from these other organized currencies. That's why they're attacking it so much, because we're not supposed to be in control of our money. We're trying to decentralize things. Yes, of course, there's going to, this complex topic, I mean, there's just many avenues to approach it. But from this approach, and say that cryptocurrency is a true representation of one's time and labor. There's nothing wrong with that, and the thing is, then that devalues the world's currencies. But the thing is, because cryptocurrency has no national borders, they're trying to. This is how they're trying to regulate these things, because as we're seeing with GameStop. We the internet scared the shit out of people with that move, because we can just put value into something or just take it out. We create this destabilization of this crony capitalism that's taking place. Well, we're taking the power back. That's why they're trying to regulate it.
The language as originally put in overly broad. The bipartisan agreement that many senators brought to the floor, I think, is an outstanding resolution, or at least huge progress over what was there. And we'll see what emerges on this. Clearly, there does seem to be overall bipartisan support for getting this right and ensuring that the right actors in the ecosystem are collecting the right information in terms of taxes. But the other final comment I want to make on the infrastructure bill, I think what's most notable here is that in the United States of America, this is an infrastructure bill that's aimed at bolstering.
Just want to look at this graph real quick. So, I mean, this is pretty phenomenal. See, we climbed the mountain, and it's like, I'm actually believing, I'm thinking, like, so really, the base value for, based off of this chart, is about 37,000. That's how much Bitcoin is worth. It dropped a few weeks ago, and honestly, it should be more about there. Damn it. So that's, kind of like, it's really in between, here and there, because this is artificial. And like, that's just hype and everything like that. And it's like, oh wow. But they're going to destabilize it. And so right now is not, I mean, unless you're getting in and getting out, right now is not the best time for Bitcoin. Honestly, when it was, the best time for Bitcoin several years ago, but that's $15,000, $20,000. That's basically where it's at. And I believe that we're going to see a huge fall here soon. Because people are going to, they're going to move to different forms of the crypto. And honestly, like, I don't know, how good advice this is. This is just my opinion of it. But I've been right about Bitcoin and things of that nature. I said that it was going to drop to freaking under 30,000. And we see right there, that happened. And so if you actually transition that to here, we see like all that growth is gone. This is the plateau right here, about 37,000. But we're going to an end of the mountain. We've got another peak here that we're starting to see, and it's going to drop. Especially with this dark winter that's coming up. There's no denying that. There's a dark winter coming up. How that plays in effect? And this is why I believe that the whole virus thing is just kind of a scam in itself, because this disrupts local, like, internet businesses, mom and pop shops on the internet, small businesses with an online presence. That's what I fear, is that with more lockdowns and stuff, you're not going to be able to order from these places because, they don't have warehouses like freaking Walmart and things like that. And the thing is that these places, how many Walmarts have closed down? Maybe they're being used as storage facilities for a lot of these non-perishable goods. And so that they can make a killing when the supply and demand are go head to head, just like it was with the toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Now, that's the thing, is that we have all this hand sanitizer out there that's being sold at a discount price, all this soap and everything like that. And it's like, oh my, I thought this was, we are in short supply. No, we're not. We're not in short supply of anything. They know what the fuck they're doing. This is all planned and orchestrated. So please, pay attention to these things. Maybe I was a little low there, but, between 14,000 and 30,000 is really where, I put Bitcoin. And so if you're buying it now, it's way too high. It's way too high. Wow. Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
I want to make on the infrastructure bill. I think what's most notable here is that in the United States of America, this is an infrastructure bill that's aimed at bolstering the fundamental infrastructure that's going to make this country more competitive. Nowhere in that infrastructure bill is an actual focus on advancing blockchain technology, which, if you look at the strategic priorities of China over the next 5 years, blockchain technology is a core focus. The United States is falling behind. Not only is there an issue on taxes here, the bigger issue is it's just not on the radar of anyone, and there's a lot of work to do to make sure that Washington better understands the importance of this economic infrastructure.
Well, and look, there's a lot of hesitance in Washington, even with respect to something that you just did today. You announced you filed with the SEC to become a U.S. federally chartered national commercial bank. You've got the Senate Banking Committee Chair Sherrod Brown, who's highly suspicious of fintech firms, and has made it clear that he's not necessarily going to support measures like this. Why do you want to be a bank? And what do you have to say to the skeptics?
Well, so just to clarify, we have not actually filed an application to be a bank. We announced today our intention to do so under an OCC charter as a national commercial bank. Importantly, we're focused on building a full reserve digital currency focused bank in the United States. I think the key things here are multifold. I think the first is we've seen this dramatic growth in dollar digital currency models, aka stablecoins. USDC has grown pretty dramatically over the last year and a half. We believe that over time, there'll be hundreds of billions of dollars of these types of digital currency in circulation. That's a really important set of infrastructure for the payment system. It's a really important infrastructure for how financial activity, financial markets can work. And as it grows to that scale, we believe the right form of supervision is at the federal level and is under the supervision of the Federal Reserve, the Treasury Department, OCC, and FDIC.
The Federal Reserve is not a government entity. And no, absolutely not. The system should regulate itself. When we put these managers into a working system, we're actually devaluing our production. We're actually running less efficiently. And with my understanding, my belief about money and crypto, well, just money in general. And money is a tool, it's a technology that is used to represent men's time and labor. Instead of like exchanging 1,000 apples for a freaking tire on a car, we have this money that represents, hey, I harvested 1,000 apples. Here, okay, so you know what? I just proved the point of actually having a bank, because bank, those are the money exchangers. Ethical banks. That's where it comes into play because, let me just go back to the because money is faith-based as it is. And so, if there's accepted value in this, then there isn't a need for banks. We have wallets. There's no banks involved in this. There's just wallets because we believe in it. It's faith-based. Just like freaking regular money. It's faith-based. You can't go up to a tree and buy freaking an apple. It takes time and labor in order for that tree to produce an apple. And even still, after the tree produces that apple, it doesn't want any freaking money. It's done its work. It's altruistic. Natural capital. We don't need banks to regulate. That's part of the reason why we got into shit in the first place. Because people started writing bad checks that were freaking... And the banks were being, owed... Hey, this is a real note, so they owed the money. And it's just about freaking these money exchangers. Fucking money exchangers.
So we want to pave that way. And in fact, if you look at the work that's going on in DC, the Presidential Working Group on Stablecoins, the attention is there. Clearly, the rise of these types of digital currencies is posing risks. It's also posing huge opportunities as well. And so as a company that's been very focused on being compliant, we want to be out in front of it at a national level. We believe this is going to be a really critical infrastructure for the future of financial markets and payments and commerce more broadly.
Mr. Knight's cinnamon gelato was perfect because he...
Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, my bad. God damn, enough freaking ad sovereign, man. Alright, so the same day Bitcoin cracked its all-time high above 11,000, the government dealt its first blow to the crypto world. On Wednesday, a federal judge in San Francisco ordered the popular Bitcoin exchange Coinbase to provide the IRS information on over 14,000 account holders. The taxman noticed that only 800 to 900 people reported gains related to Bitcoin in each of the years between 2013 and 2015. It seemed unusual given Bitcoin's meteoric rise. No, what happens is that how many US dollars actually went into Bitcoin? Yeah, we can get into freaking, paying bills, like electricity, buying computers and things like that. But from my understanding, like the best way to actually get Bitcoin, it's just a strictly online thing. I mean, there are places that accept a digital currency, and that's their own MO. They shouldn't be required to pay taxes on it. If people turn US dollars into Bitcoin, well, then there's that link there. And and that's where they put their foot in the door. That's how they start regulating things. Let me just go through some of this stuff. The Risk Reversal Advisors chief says that the U.S. government will not stand by and watch corporations like Elon Musk, Tesla, to substitute dollars with Bitcoin. He says the government would do everything in their power to make the dollar hold its position as the leading reserve currency in the world. And that's the damn thing, is that the whole world is modeled after the US dollar, petrodollars. Why? Because freaking it's controlled, and that's the damn thing. Is like, let's freeze their assets. Let's freeze their assets. How many times is that being used? Because financial maneuverability is the key to survival, and that's why the government is within our everyday lives, because they understand this. And with debit cards, credit card, the government's able to track our spending habits. That's why they're trying to get rid of cash, because cash is virtually untraceable. Once, back in the day, it was just go to the bank, cash a check, and there were no credit cards and stuff like that. Then Sears Roebuck comes about and really just enforces the credit system. And like I said, the mark of the beast we've been freaking had with paper and the dollar. Because, okay, we're at this bank, and they're able to trace our progress and everything. Now with things being electronic, there's a lot of different things out there, securities, and so we need to have backdoors into all this stuff. Anytime there's money involved, the IRS needs to be in there. I really wish I could have a conversation with someone about this.